I just spent my first ever week day trading, and here's what happened. All right, so my very first week ever day trading with literally a couple of hours experience of just watching some YouTube videos. I've read one book and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but hopefully with a few months or possibly even a few years of consistency, learning how to day trade, eventually one day we will be profitable. So if you want to follow along the journey, make sure you subscribe and let's get into week one's results. All right, so I've started off my day trading journey with a My Funded Futures 50K eval account. I think it cost about $70 US. So this is how the week panned out. So I traded 4 days. We've ended up with a net loss of $82, which to be quite frank, I'm pretty happy with. I was expecting to really blow up the account in my first week, given I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing at this point. So let's go down into the 4 days that I traded here. You can see day one, which was the Tuesday, we ended up with a loss of $87. This day, I was pretty much spending the entire time learning how to execute a trade, how to put in a stop loss, how to take profit, understand contract. I am currently trading Nasdaq micros, which is a bit difficult in Australia because the market opens at 11:30 p.m. here, so it's meant a couple of very late nights. I've been trying to stick to about 1.5 to 2 hours trading and then calling it a day. So day two, the 20th, this was probably my best day. Like, I felt like I had a plan going into it. My main strategy at this point is to be a bit of a trend trader. So once a trend has established, I really want to try and trade with the trend. So if the market's going long, I really want to only be placing long positions. If the market's crashing down, only placing short positions, which is, I mean, easier said than done. But $236 profit on that day. And now the 21st, this was a tough day. This was the first day that I've really experienced how emotion can completely blow up your trading. Because I remember when I started at the start of the week, I said, I'm not gonna be one of these traders who let their emotions take over them, particularly on the stuff that I'd read and some of the videos I'd watched. The best day traders or profitable day traders are the ones that can manage their emotions. So I really wanted to be a new trader who could really manage their emotions. And the 21st, the market just absolutely plummeted. I think it dropped about 300 points and I got FOMO for the first time. I wanted to jump in on this trade. I placed a short. Just as I placed the short, the market rebounded and stopped me out. I think it did that 3 times. I was down, I think, about $1,200 at one stage. I definitely learned a lot of lessons on that day. And the Friday, the market did the complete opposite. This was the day where Powell was talking about interest rates. I think the market went up 400 to 500 points in a matter of like 2.5, 3 minutes. And so what I learned from the day before was I wanted to get in on the momentum. What my issue was on the Thursday was I had quite a height stop loss of maybe 10, 20, sometimes 30 points. And because the market was moving so fast, I just kept getting stopped out if it was reversing. So I decided to reduce the amount of contract. On the Thursday, I was trading 8 to 10 micros. I dropped down to trading 3 to 5 micros so I could give myself a bigger stop loss. So if it did pull back, it wasn't going to stop me out. That's what I did on the Friday, and we managed to get a profit of $879 on that day. So all in all, week one, I'm actually pretty impressed with how I've done, given I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing at this point. If we come down to the stats, you can see my best trade was 653. Worst trade was 706. That was an absolute shocker. Average wins $138. I've really been trying to just be happy with 10 points and just trying to lock in those profits. My average loss obviously is not looking good with a couple of big losses of $700, $600 odd, 215 there at the moment, and a win rate of 51.72. I would like to get that up to closer to above 60% if I can. Given I'm only taking sort of, 10, 20 point winners, I'm trying not to be too greedy and focusing more on getting wins as opposed to making big profits on individual trades. So that was how week one panned out so far. Again, lessons that I have learned so far after 1 week of day trading is FOMO is real. When the market is moving so fast and you're not in a trade, I have noticed, feel like I'm missing out and I need to be in the trade and I'm literally just jumping in to try and get a piece of the pie with no strategy whatsoever. So obviously that's not a good idea. I just need to be patient and understand that there's going to be moves in the market that I'm not going to be a part of. Another lesson was managing my emotions. Going into this, I knew most day traders fail because they just have no ability to manage their emotions. So this is something that I really want to work on in the next few months. Another lesson was managing my losses. There were a couple of times where I moved my stop loss because I wanted to give it more room to breathe. That's a big mistake for me. I feel like there's a part of me that feels like the market's going to reverse and it's not going to hit my stop loss. And on the 3 or 4 occasions I moved my stop loss, it didn't reverse. I just had bigger losses. So moving into week 2, that's definitely something I'm not going to do. Once I've got my stop loss there, I'm going to stick to it. I'm not going to move it. And the final lesson I took was day trading's actually, I've found it quite mentally draining. And a lot of that's probably because I'm getting up at 11:30 at night and really struggling to get back to sleep after I've been trading, especially when I had that $800-900 day. I don't think I slept after that. So I maybe got 2-3 hours sleep that entire night. So I think week 2, I just want maybe having a shorter time frame where I'm trading, looking for the right setup. When that time comes where I need to shut my computer, I shut my computer and call it a day. So overall, pretty successful in my opinion. Week 1 of my day trading journey, I was expecting to blow up the account inside of this first week. We're just going to keep learning. If you want to follow the journey, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the week 2 summary in the next video.